Hey there, my name is Paul, and this is Out of Neutral, a weekly tune-up where we look to the Bible to get in gear and follow Jesus into the life he came to make possible. Today I'd like to talk about how old you have to be to become an elder. There are terms that are used in the church that can feel jarring because they feel out of place culturally. In Canada today, elder feels like one of those. The most common term to refer to church leaders in the New Testament is elder, but it sounds foreign because we value youth so much today. The tech revolution has deemed most people who are over 30 as out of date. And so calling leaders elders seems to require that they be old and traditional. But I think there's value in holding on to the term. While it doesn't demand a certain age, designating Christian leaders as elders does draw attention to the value of time as a necessary preparation for the role. In response to the question, how old do you have to be to become an elder? The Bible seems to answer in several ways. First, an elder should be old enough to develop a track record of character. With enough intelligence and the right education, a young person can move straight into leadership in many businesses today. Churches can follow society's lead and assume that a degree from Bible college or seminary makes a pastor. The qualifications for elders require time, not just education, though. So many of the qualities require a track record of character that's just impossible to assess quickly. How long does it take to determine that someone is above reproach, for example? Some people feel that 1 Timothy 3:4 requires that an elder be married with children. Personally, I'm not sure I'm comfortable attending a church where Jesus and the Apostle Paul wouldn't be qualified for leadership. Instead, I feel that the requirement that an elder manage his own household well speaks to the fact that the person has had time to work out their faith in the context of their roles and responsibilities. That takes time. And similarly, deacons are required to be tested first, then let them serve as deacons if they prove themselves blameless. A Christian leader's ministry hinges on their character. The discernment process needs to allow enough time for that character to be adequately demonstrated and assessed. Second, an elder should be old enough to have moved from infatuation to love. When someone first trusts in Christ, there can be a radical change. There can be enthusiasm and devotion and zeal, and it can even feel intimidating to others who have been believers for much longer. Over time, that devotion can establish itself in character. But that doesn't always happen. One of the requirements of an elder that Paul gives Titus is that the person be a lover of good. Very new converts can sometimes seem to overflow with love for good. But it takes time to discern whether that's just an infatuation or actually love. It's like a couple that starts dating. At first, they're head over heels for each other. But it's only after they've gone through tension, conflict, and difficulty that their feelings can truly be described as love. The same is true with our devotion to Jesus. A new believer can be very zealous for God. But as Paul described, it's possible to have a zeal for God, but not according to knowledge. A believer needs enough time to move from infatuation to love before they're ready for leadership. Finally, a Christian should be old enough to realize that becoming a leader in the church isn't a promotion. In 1 Timothy 3:6, Paul warns he must not be a recent convert or he may become puffed up with conceit and fall into the condemnation of the devil. It's dangerous to hold someone up who's too new in their faith as an example or give them too much responsibility, because it's likely to feed their pride and make them an easy prey for Satan's attacks. Jesus was an example of service and self-sacrifice and taught that whoever would be great among you must be your servant, and whoever would be first among you must be your slave. An elder is a person who does the hard work that no one sees. He's the first person to be criticized and the last one to be recognized. A person who doesn't realize that the calling of Christian leadership is an invitation to more work, more sacrifice, isn't ready for the title. I'm not convinced that there's a magic age before someone can serve as an elder. We know that Timothy was young enough that Paul needed to encourage him to let no one despise you for your youth. There isn't a set age, but there is a requirement of time. I think we can all learn something about our faith by watching our progress or stagnation over time. May God lead all of us in deepening maturity. That's all for this time. If today's video has helped you get out of neutral, share it with your friends and subscribe to join us on the journey.